So the question is, would Clint Eastwood approve? I'm sure he wouldn't. This is in no way an attempt to be accurate on the spaghetti westerns from the 1960s. Now, spaghetti western, just a generic term. Clint Eastwood was the star in 3 of them. They call it the Dollars trilogy. Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and the theme we had at the beginning, From the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is the final of the 3, and certainly, I think, the best. But there's nothing authentic about it. The Stetson hat, not at all. The, well, maybe the cigarillo. Boy, these things taste terrible. Good thing I'm not a smoker. Certainly not the gun belt made especially for me by my friend the Mule Skinner, and certainly not the Core Essentials Buffalo belt. Not the boots. Yeah, maybe the poncho is about as close as I can get, and oh, certainly not the Coronado vest. None of that is authentic, going back to the videos. But this video is not about the authenticity of the spaghetti westerns or the Dollar series. This is about the American Arms, as American Arms is the importer, Uberti 44 Magnum revolver, 6-shot, single action, color case hardened, and brass frame, both. And we'll bring the camera in for a closer up at this particular gun. By the way, I've been shooting combination of, actually those first 6 shots were Lost River ammunition, and these are 44 Special 240 grain. I'm going to be shooting some Lost River 44 Magnum 240 grain here shortly. The cigarillo is Italian, which goes along with the genre of films, the spaghetti westerns. They called them that because they were filmed in large part in Italy, but also a lot of the outdoor scenes were filmed in Spain, and the good and bad and the ugly, some were filmed in Germany and even the United States. But we're not here to talk about that. Again, we're here to talk about the Italian gun. This is made in Italy by Uberti. This one I've had for more than 30 years. It is 6-inch barrel, 44 Magnum, imported by American Arms, single action only, which means got to cock it for each shot. And the first time I ever tried fanning a pistol in the intro. Color case hardened frame and brass grip frame area, so somewhat authentic. Does shoot real nice. Uberti makes these in probably 12.5 different variations, different calibers and so forth. In fact, I think we'll be doing a 357 or 38 special one coming up that's actually a little more true to the spaghetti western. This one does have nice wooden grips on it. It does not have the coiled snake like you'll see in a couple of the other Clint Eastwood movies. The A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and of course The Good and the Bad and the Ugly was the kind of the capstone of all those. So anyway, I've had this thing for about 30 years. Terrible sight, just a plain old blade front and just a notch rear. But it does work. Now we're going to, of course, try it at 25 and 50 to see how it works. But again, this is about a 30, well, the gun's more than 30 years old. I bought it back in the early 90s, and it was pre-owned at the time, but they still do make the same basic model. All right, we're going to move on in just a minute, but one of the lines from one of the films, can't remember exactly which one, but one of the few lines spoken by Clint Eastwood, the man with no name, although he's called Blondie in one, Joe in another, was that every gun sings its own tune. So we're also going to be bringing out, you've seen this in a previous video, I'll post it up here, the Rossi 92 in 44 Magnum. Also, this is not period correct, although I believe it was Ramon in A Fistful of Dollars did shoot Clint Eastwood with a lever action, but his was in 30-30 if I remember right. So again, not at all period correct, just showcasing a couple of guns. All right, let's set up for 25 yards and see how this will shoot. And I'm going to take off some of this garb because it's getting hot out here. 25 yards may have been typical gunfighting distance back in the old days. I don't know, I never measured it and haven't read any statistics about where it is, but we're going to see how this Cattleman, this Uberti American Arms, I believe it's the Cattleman model, will work out there. And these I'm going to shoot 44 Magnum. I don't want to shoot 44 Magnum a lot, but again, we're going to use Lost River ammunition, 44 Magnum. Now again, you load these from the rear one at a time. Put the hammer on half cock, rotate the cylinder clockwise one notch at a time, and easily load it. You'll see that the firing pin is mounted to the hammer on this replica. And there's 6 rounds of Lost River 44 Magnum. Let's just try it over here at 25 yards and see if I can hit anything at all. And again, I'm shooting two-handed. I know that's not how they did it in the old Western movies. We'll go for the yellow raccoon on the right. And of course, you got to hit them. And this is not hitting them. But I'm going to put that on. We'll just go for the black silhouette, have a better shot at it here. There we go. And again. And one more time. All right. The 44 Magnum does pack a punch, and it does get the knuckle right down here under the trigger guard. Open the gate, put it on half cock again, push the ejector rod in the front, rotate the cylinder each notch, and you can reload. All right, I don't think they did any gunfighting at 50 yards. Maybe they did. We're going to try it at 50 yards. All right, again, Lost River ammo. I'm going to stick to the 44 Magnum to reach out here at 50. I've only got a couple targets that will actually are actually rated for this caliber at 50 yards, and that's the silver gong on the left and the silhouette, kind of a maroonish one that's hanging. Actually, the two silhouettes are. The one that's hanging on the right is the one I'm going to be using, and I could be loading from Mule Skinner's belt here. It holds 18 rounds of 44 ammunition in the back. But I loaded from the box just to be simple. All right, so again, two hands on the gun. I know that's not how they used to do it, but we're going to go for the silhouette on the left. And you got to hit it first though, Ryder. There we go. All right, now let's go for the silhouette low right, the yellow center on it. I got the 12-inch plate next to it, which is not rated for 44. Yeah, I finally got it. All right, Uberti, imported by American Arms. 6-inch, 44, single action. Kind of a cool gun to shoot. But we did bring out the rifle. We got to cap it off with a few shots from the Rossi R92 rifle. All right, the Rossi R92 lever action. By the way, this is in a little different than a lot of others because it does have a safety on the top. I did the video on this. You can go back and refer to that. But the safety covers or blocks the firing pin. There, the red shows that it's in fact on, ready to fire. So we're loading up 4 rounds of Lost River ammo, 240 grain, 44 Magnum. These are supposed to be going at 1,200 feet per second. They go in the side loading gate on this R92. This will supposedly hold 10 rounds of them. And let's just see, I'm going to stick to that silhouette lower right. There it is. All right, kind of a blast from the past. No, Clint Eastwood would not approve. Oh, and for those who are questioning, yes, I do have ear protection in. I got the plugs in because the others don't work with a hat. And yeah, it is a Stetson. All right, I'm sure Clint Eastwood would not approve. Kind of fun doing this, just throwing together the 044 Magnum single action and the lever action 44. Just a little bit of fun out here. Thanks for stopping in.